Panama City man is facing 2 counts of attempted murder after shooting into a Macedonia apartment building overnight. During a press conference this morning, Panama City police announced the arrest of Lucas Carmona Rivera in connection with the shooting. Officers say they were called to the Macedonia apartments around 2 a.m. Witnesses reported hearing gunshots and seeing a white truck leaving the scene. During the investigation, officers say they located a victim who was injured. The victim was sent to the hospital but is expected to survive.
Detectives found that an individual who used to reside at the apartment and had been in a previous relationship with one of the tenants had got into got upset because of a domestic relationship. This individual decided to travel to this location, fire the 4 shots into the apartment, and then flee to a residence located in Springfield.
With the assistance of other agencies, Rivera was taken into custody in Springfield and booked into the Bay County Jail.